Steve Deace here. Welcome to Roar Rant, and I want to tell you a little tale about a team that's 6-2. 6-2 heading into the bye week after a big win, a big rout over an AFC West team, in fact. And then that team finished 7-9, and then the next year went 0-16. I'm talking about the 2007 Detroit Lions. Routed the Denver Broncos out of the AFC West heading into the bye week at 6-2, and then finished 7-9, and then the next year went 0-16. I bring this up because these Detroit Lions are 6-2 for the first time since those Lions were. And they're heading into the bye week at 6-2, coming off a massive win over an AFC West team, the Raiders. Now, here's how I'm telling you right now, the same thing's not going to happen. Well, number one, the foundation of this team is rock solid in terms of talent, way beyond what that 2007 team had. But there's another reason why. You got to look for signs in the heavens, folks. Monday night, the clinching tackle of the game, when the defense for the Lions closed the game out, the clinching tackle of the game came against Amir Abdullah of the Las Vegas Raiders, a player originally drafted by one of the loser iterations of the Detroit Lions. That is symbolic. That is an omen. That is a sign from above. That is football karma. The circle is now complete. These are no longer the same old Lions. The same thing won't happen again. Look at the game Monday night. That is a game that not just the Lions lose most of the time, but most teams in the NFL do. All time in the NFL, if you are -2 or worse in turnover, since they started keeping the stat in the 60s, you lose over 94% of the time. The Lions were -2 in turnovers. Now, typically, if you overcome that, it's not luck. It's just that you were that much better than the other team. And so you typically outgain them 3-4-1 and make up for the turnovers lost in overall yardage gained, which is exactly what the Lions did Monday night, outgaining the Raiders 4-1. On the stat sheet, that's a 40-point game, maybe a 50-burger, frankly. Too many field goals, too much red zone inefficiency, too many turnovers. But the Lions were so much better than the Raiders. It didn't matter. Like, if you're an elite team in the NFL, you're not really paying attention to turnover trends. The Eagles, Chiefs, they're not really paying attention to those trends in game. And if they lose at the end of the game, then it matters to them. But in the middle of the game, if you're an Eagles fan, if you're a Chiefs fan, if you're a 49ers fan, you know, when your team's -2 or -3 in turnovers in the game, you're not fretting. I mean, when you read the box score, if you end up losing, you'll notice that. That's the first thing that'll stick out. But during the game itself, you're thinking, hey, you know, we're the Eagles, we're the Chiefs, we're the 49ers, et cetera. You know, we'll still find a way to come back and win. We haven't experienced anything like that before. All right, we're 6-2 into the bye week. We're the number 2 seed in the AFC right now. I'm sorry, in the NFC right now. The number 2 seed in the NFC, if you can believe it. We have the second best record in the NFL. Tied with several teams for that, but still. We are leading a division we've never won by 2 games. The closest competitor is apparently so desperate at quarterback after the unfortunate, that was terrible, man, for Kirk Cousins' contract year, having a big year, blows his Achilles. They're so desperate for quarterback help, they just traded for Josh Dobbs. I mean, this is a new era. The good stuff happens to us now, for us now. We make stuff happen now. Get a bad fumble, next possession, Kirby Joseph, interception. Jared Goff throws about the worst pick six you'll ever see by an NFL quarterback who has full motor function capability. Very next drive, just go down the field and somebody else takes the game over, in this case, Jahmyr Gibbs, and you score. And keep in mind, this is still the fourth youngest team in the NFL. Keep in mind, this is still one of the most friendly, salary cap friendly rosters in the NFL. Now that's going to change here the next few years when guys like Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Penei Sewell need to get paid. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But those are the problems you want to have. Brad Holmes going to his third year. Every player he's drafted is still on the roster. The foundation here, man, is solid as a rock. And when you have that, when you have a plan, when you can execute said plan, and when you've executed it well, I go back to what Dan Campbell said after the game to the fellas in the locker room. Life is good, brother. Indeed it is. Unlike anything we've ever experienced as Lions fans. This isn't, hey, let's throw Matthew Stafford out there and see what happens. And every now and then you'll go 10-6, 11-5, 9-7, make the playoffs, but not be a threat. This isn't, hey, Leon, let's put the ball in Barry Sanders' belly 20 times and watch him go. And you'll be in the playoffs, every few years, you'll be going to the playoffs at 10-6, 9-7, but you're not really a threat. This team is a threat. Road wins against the Chiefs. Road wins at Lambeau. Wins against a lot of other quality teams when you look at the schedule. And when you look at the schedule moving forward, it's a pretty soft schedule, one of the softest in the country. So this team could very well be in competition for a top 2 seed in the NFC, not just now heading into November, but later heading into January. And signs like what you saw Monday night, the first Monday night win for the Lions since 2014, folks. 2014. First Monday night home game at all for Detroit since 2018. By the way, that was the first game of the Matt Patricia era. So another sign that we have come full circle here. These are no longer the same old Lions, and I got to remind myself of that as much as anybody else. These are the brand new Lions. Well, the pretty damn good Lions.